What's going on, guys? Today I have with me the BenchMade 85, and I'm finally going to do a long time coming review. So I've had this knife for now probably over a month, and I really wanted to take my time flipping this before I made a review on it. So originally, like right out of the box, I'm going to be honest, it's kind of an odd knife to flip, and that's the reason why is because the latch. So the latch is actually pretty cool. It has this has two magnets on the inside, and I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but it spins back whenever you spin it, and it basically acts exactly like a Springer latch from the 40 series. However, instead of using a spring, it uses magnets. Kind of a cool innovation. However, it adds a lot of weight to the bite handle, and it makes flipping feel super awkward. But moving on from that, once you do take off the latch, this thing actually flips pretty well. I don't really know what to compare it to. It's definitely different than like any Alpha Beast or like a Kraken or anything like that. It's kind of its own little flipper in a way. So we can go ahead and get into materials on this. The handles are channel titanium. The hardware, they are T8 or T10. It's been a little while since I've messed with it, but yeah, they are Torx. The actual blade steel on it, yeah, the actual blade steel on it is a S30V. It is not a Zen pin construction. It is a Tang pin. I don't know if you guys can hear this right now, but it does have just a little bit of tap. This is just because I haven't put any Loctite on it in maybe 2 weeks, so it just has a little bit of tap. It's very easy to tune it out of, to where it has no tap. The play on it, even whenever this is tuned to where it has no tap, it still has a little bit of flex. I don't know if that's common with the bearings, but it is something I noticed with this. Speaking about that, this knife runs on bearings rather than washers. I've taken it apart once. It's not too bad to take apart and clean. The bearings can be a little challenging to get back in there where it's a channel construction, but other than that, not really too bad. So the knife, I would say, when it comes to quality, it's a pretty good knife. It does have a little bit of wear marks. Actually, they're rubbing off. I was gonna say it did have a little bit of wear marks in the Tang pin cups, but there we go. That's not rubbing off. So yeah, just a little bit of blemishes from that. I have not noticed any of the handle gap closing in. Like I said, I've had it for over a month now, and it's basically the exact same way I got it. I actually bought this secondhand, but it was basically like in mint condition. So going on to the price point of it, on Blade HQ right now, I actually have it pulled up on my computer. The date I'm making this video, which is the 11th of October, you can buy this knife for $552. Now that's definitely an expensive butterfly knife, and I mean, or bali-song. It comes with some new innovation of the magnetic latch. I'm not too sure if anyone else does that other than BenchMade. Comment down below if they do. But they do up their sheath game a little bit. Instead of it being a classic cloth one, like the squid one, it's almost like a nylon, but it's like a stretchy nylon. Not too sure exactly what you would call this, but it does fit very snug, to the point to where you're not going to have to worry about that coming out. It does have a couple straps, so you could put it on like a molly pack or something. Anything with molly strapping, I believe that would fit. Could be wrong. It does ring whenever you flip it, which is pretty cool. If you guys like the aesthetic of that, comment down below. But let's go back to the price point. So $550 is pretty pricey for this. It is a decent flipper, however, I would still put it below my Alpha Beast, just a regular alt blade. This is 3.0. I would put it over the Kukri just because the Kukri's balance is a little off. I believe these are fair comparisons too, just because the blade still is, of course, going to be a little higher quality on the BenchMade, just, you know, looking at the price point. The handles, however, just from, I've actually never dropped these. I always flip them over either grass or like a soft surface, but like the actual handle feel and just overall the quality of them, I would say, are comparable. Now, all of my BRS knives have been in good condition whenever I've got them. I've heard of people having tap on theirs. Any of my Alpha Beasts have never had any tap. The Kraken, you're looking at literally half the price. If you're looking at solely for flippability, I would say the Kraken is better, but of course whenever you start to look at wanting to EDC it, or, you know, basically any use of it, the BenchMade, almost any of these are going to beat the Kraken just based off of blade steel and handle material, because this is channel aluminum. The overall price of it, do I think it's worth it? If you're a collector and you like the novelty of it, because it is different, it looks different. I don't believe it flips necessarily better than the Alpha Beast or the Kraken. I think the price for this is a little steep for it. I know BenchMade has kind of been out of the game when it comes to titanium bali-songs for a little bit, so maybe they were looking to hype these up a little bit, but I do believe it's just a little bit overpriced. Even on the secondary market, you can find 87s that are also like 550 off of Blade HQ. You can find those going for mid threes just because they're overpriced and the novelty kind of wears off. And once it does, I mean, you're left with, you know, a titanium construction bali-song, but at the same time, it's not going to be anything necessarily too collectible, just because it is a production knife. So overall, I do like the 85. If you're just kind of wanting to try them out, I would definitely, you know, get it, try it out, see how you like it. The action on it is super smooth in terms of like the handles, which right now is kind of a bad example, just where mine has the tap. But I mean, it's super smooth. It flips pretty good. The handle design, I do like the handle design just because you can tell exactly where you're at whenever you're flipping it. I mean, it's pretty obvious which one of these you're going to be at, but you can kind of feel where you're at in it. Like, what I mean by that is, say you're just doing like regular fanning, you know you're going to be at this one, but if you're starting to go towards like a choker fan or something, you're going to be down low, but you can just kind of get a feel for if you can feel either of the edges of that. Overall though, I would say I like the 85. It's a little overpriced, but if you don't mind spending the extra money, it's still a pretty nice bali-song. The overall specs on this thing is the overall length is 10 inches, the blade length is 4.4 inches, the cutting edge is 4.25, so it does have a longer blade on it. The blade material is a CPM S30. The blade material is a CPM S30V drop point. It is a stone wash finish, and the handle length is 5.5 ounces, and the handle width is 1.375, and the handle thickness is 0.47, so it's kind of a thinner handle. One thing I can say is that whenever you're flipping this, it does feel short. It's not that short like whenever you look at the overall length. Like if you were to line these up, I mean, they seem pretty comparable. I don't know if it's just where the actual handles, like in terms of like just the surface area on this side, is a little thicker, but it just feels shorter, and whenever you're going for rollovers, you constantly feel the edge of the handle hitting your hand. That could just be the balance point on it, but it just feels a little odd while flipping it. Right here is the balance point. Let's see if I can, come on. Right there's the balance point. But with all this being said, guys, I'm going to wrap up this review. Just a short review on it. If you guys think I missed anything and you want me to go ahead and go over anything, go ahead and toss that down in the comments down below. My channel has been growing pretty good here recently, so I appreciate that. I appreciate all you guys watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. It does help a lot. It kind of gives me more motivation, because I have been really busy with work and school and everything. But yeah, other than that, like I said before, if I miss anything, comment it down below. And other than that, you guys take it easy.